Boom! Stronghold SHX to $1. Sounds crazy, but we're going to show you how it can be done. And Rue is going to share some information with you all that's really eye-opening about how Stronghold reached close to 6 cents last bull market and how we're ready about to smash those all-time highs here soon. So consider smashing that like. Rue, let's get into it, brother.
All right, so you guys see here we have a post on X from Mine Crypto. Definitely go over and follow Mine Crypto. He has a comparison. I also saw Red Pill Pro make this comparison. Shout out to him. He's a very good creator. Check him out as well. Let's look at SHX XRP comparison. XRP soared from 50x from 2 cents March 2017 to $1 December 2017 in 9 months. Okay, so what we're saying is definitely not hyperbole. We're not capping, to use the slang term. SHX hit 2 cents in January 2025 with 60 billion in escrow were locked up in June. Same start, same setup. Could SHX be next? Okay. A lot of reason to believe that it could be. If we go over here and look at the chart here, we have it. If you see the line here, shout out to my patrons. We've been looking at this and watching this. If you're interested in the Patreon, come over to, or you'll see this also on my channel. The link will be in the description on the bottom. But definitely also check out my guy Max's Patreon as well too. But yeah, look above the line here. It finally broke over this line. But if we look here on the weekly chart, you'll see a pattern called Three Little Soldiers, which is a definite bullish pattern. I mean, I think the whole setup is here. Also, if we go back again to the day chart, one of the things that I break down in the Patreon is how to trade as far as the lunar patterns go. So you can kind of see down here, every time we have a kind of full moon, we have especially on a trending chart that's trending upwards. Every full moon, it tends to head up after the full moon. So I think we really break through the high here, which if I go and show you guys on Coin Market Cap, all-time high is almost 6 cents, 0.059 here. I think, like Mine Crypto thinks, by the end of the year, this thing definitely, not financial advice, definitely do your own research. I think it has the ability to get to $1. Now, another thing that I want to show you here is the reason why people are so excited about the escrow is 60 billion was locked up. So the total supply used to be like XRP, 100 billion, pretty much give or take. You see it here, 99.75. But they locked up 60 billion in escrow, and some more is accounted for somewhere else. Where basically, if I click on this or hover over this, you see the self-reported supply is a little under 15 billion. Okay. So with a supply that small to 15 billion, there's a lot of reason to believe that if it gets a push, it can get to over $1. Now, how can it get that push if it's only listed on a few different exchanges? As you can see here, we got MEXC, Gate, BitTrue, and you can buy it on Uniswap. They also have Bitmart here, and pretty much that's it. But now that's going to change. And shout out to Mine Crypto, shout out to Green Knuckles, Dylan Coles. They've been posting on this. I have a post here from Mine Crypto here from today. He says, another deposit to uphold. Another 44K deposited to uphold 40 minutes ago. Wait patiently to see what's cooking. And then he says in July 23rd, more ETH headed to uphold. They added a further 10 Ethereum, 40K. That's a total of 215K. So uphold has been depositing a lot of SHX. So maybe they get listed on uphold. But also he has another post in which he just has a bunch of different withdrawals from SHX by different exchanges. So he says, wow, the Stronghold linked team wallet is showing some impressive withdrawal action. A huge 195.98 million moved out, with Coinbase leading the charge at 154.49 million. Gemini chipped in at 19.79 million, 10%. Huge numbers. They had some big moves on the horizon. So he has Coinbase here, Gemini. I'm not sure who this is. This is Bitstamp. This is Kraken, and this is Bitfi. Maybe Bitfinex. I don't know. So here he has some supporting news here. SHX withdrawals keep the excitement going. Bitstamp at 6.1. Bitstamp is owned by Robinhood. So, this is their exchange that they bought in Europe. So, a European exchange. Kraken here is one as well. Bitstamp, by the way, also has Mika. They're Mika ready. Kraken, BitFL. So, Kraken to the tune of 4.67 million. BitFL to the tune of 1.6 million. With this kind of activity, could we be seeing Stronghold gearing up for listings on major exchanges imminently? And this is 15 hours ago. The timing feels so strategic, okay? That's really, so again, all these different exchanges are listing it, possibly, allegedly. Coinbase, Gemini, Kraken, Bitfinex, Bitstamp, Uphold, possibly. But yet, he has some other supporting news here. Mine Crypto, SHX, you want some heat? Check these transactions out. 4.16 sent to Falcon X. 4.16 million, that is. And that was 41 minutes ago as of this post here. ETF. So Falcon X, he did some other information on that, which we won't look at. Where Falcon X, this company, this is not like the meme coin or whatever, the coin that used to be on Solana. This is a coin, this is a company that does things for ETFs. And they did like 30% of one transfer for a Bitcoin for an ETF. They're now getting 4.16 million of strongholds sent to them. Okay? So does this mean a Stronghold ETF? Now remember, Donald Trump just signed a deal, I think it was today, to say that cryptocurrencies can be used inside of 401ks. So this could be very, very huge, saying that they get an ETF and then they get used inside of a 401k, or they go into a BlackRock fund or any type of fund that could be used in a 401k, like a Vanguard fund, a BlackRock fund, a Fidelity fund, something like that. But also we have here Binance listing, and we know Binance by volume is the biggest exchange in the world. So 4.35 million sit to Binance listing, plus offices in Asia. TikTok, follow the flow, and this was done August 7th, so today. So really bullish here. And here we have one other post here from Green Knuckles, Dylan Coles. Definitely follow him if you haven't already. These two guys, two of the biggest Stronghold posters out there. Definitely want to check them out. Over the last week, 560 plus trust lines created. 215 trust lines funded since the beginning of 2025. 1,306. What a number there. 13,600 trust lines created. 7,140 trust lines funded. Circulating supply, which we just looked at on CoinMarketCap, so we can verify that this is right. When this blows, keep a good grip. So, one thing that also supports possible ETF listings is Stronghold had a video here. And we'll share this tab here, where Sean Bennett, the CEO, says Wall Street finally gets it. Why spot ETFs are the crypto bridge we've been waiting for. Is he tipping us off on something, right? Let me see if I can find when this post was made. Okay, I don't see when the post is made.
Actually, I got that on the other screen. I'm going to go ahead and share this. This was posted 13 days ago, and it was posted July 25th. So again, you guys try to draw your own conclusion about some of this, why he would post this specifically, you know, the whole concept of this. So actually, let me just show you. There it is, okay? Again, and the date, July 25th. So is this just a giant coincidence? Why go through all the trouble of mentioning some of this specifically if you're just trying to cite educational material? I think there's something there, clearly, right? There's something there. So we're going to get more into this.
Yes, there's something there, bro. I love it. Thank you for the assist, brother. By the way, love it.
Oh, no problem. I mean, the way I look at it, there has to be something there. We're going to play this. This is only 3 minutes and 20 seconds.
One thing I want to point out for the symbolism people, July 25th, 2025. That's 777. Jackpot. Okay. David Schwartz made a post where he posted something like just showing a jackpot. It's very, very interesting that they chose to post that on July 25th, 2025. And by the way, I think that's when their price kind of spruced up and popped up. Let me see if we can confirm.
Well, it's also ISO 222 for the United States. And then a few days after that, we saw Ripple with all-time highs for XRP.
There we go, man. There we go. Yes, yeah. There it is. There it is. So a jackpot date. That's pretty interesting right there. So Max, do you want to play this or should I play it?
No, I'm gonna go ahead and play it on this screen.
Perfect.
So we're gonna go ahead and play this again. Only 3 minutes and 20 seconds. We'll come back here for some more about how this actually gets to $1 or more. Research, no fluff, but a lot of people will click off these videos. Hey, that's their problem. Thank you for tuning in.
What are spot ETFs, and why are they suddenly everywhere? US crypto futures ETFs have existed since October 2021, but they didn't generate nearly this level of attention. What's different now? Spot ETFs have changed the game completely. In early 2024, the SEC approved 11 Bitcoin spot ETFs. Not small players, but industry giants like Fidelity and BlackRock got the green light. Ether spot ETFs followed several months later in May 2024, and more cryptocurrencies are already under regulatory review. Let's zoom out for a second. What exactly is an ETF? An ETF, or exchange traded fund, is a financial product you can buy and sell on the stock market, just like a share of a stock. Some ETFs hold a mix of assets, but others focus on a single one, like Bitcoin or Ether. The key feature? Unlike mutual funds, which are priced just once a day, ETFs trade in real time during market hours. But not all ETFs are created equal, especially in crypto. The first wave of crypto ETFs were futures linked. Instead of holding actual Bitcoin or Ether, they tracked price movements through regulated futures contracts rather than holding the assets directly. That structure meant the ETF price didn't always perfectly track the actual cryptocurrency price. Spot ETFs fundamentally changed this equation. They're backed by actual cryptocurrency holdings, not derivatives. Through a creation-redemption mechanism with authorized participants, spot ETFs maintain prices closely aligned with the underlying cryptocurrency. Many of Wall Street's major institutions have effectively invited crypto into their inner sanctum. The same institutions that once dismissed blockchain as speculative are now building sophisticated products around it. This is belt and suspenders finance. Conservative, risk-averse institutions saying, clients want exposure to crypto, and us institutions are building the vehicles to deliver it. So what does this seismic shift mean for Stronghold? Let's be transparent. There is a broader transformation affecting the entire ecosystem, and that transformation aligns perfectly with one of our core values, expanding financial access. Why would someone invest in an ETF instead of directly holding cryptocurrency? Because it removes friction. If you already have a traditional brokerage account, that's one less system to learn. Tax reporting will be more straightforward for many investors, and the regulatory oversight provides institutional confidence. That's exactly the kind of bridge Stronghold builds, connecting legacy systems to emerging technologies, bridging the financially excluded into the included. Spot ETFs signal a turning point in how crypto fits into the global financial system. They mark the inflection point where crypto stopped being an outsider and became an integrated component of the financial establishment. For anyone building next-generation financial infrastructure, this moment represents a fundamental validation of the path forward. Subscribe to our channel for insights on the evolving digital asset landscape. And if you have questions about how these changes impact the broader crypto ecosystem, drop them in the comments below.
Listen here. We already know about the news about the whole thing of Stronghold with escrow. Super bullish on that. Now, keep in mind what Sean Bennett basically mentioned. It's kind of like, how do you say a lockup without saying a lockup? How do you say a Stronghold SHX ETF without actually come out and saying it? Now, we know with the research, when it comes to ETFs, that is a form of a lockup. So combine the positive catalyst you just saw not that long ago, whether it's from Tammy Camp or some of the recent from Sean Bennett. Those are some big things, but those are, again, just positive catalysts. We're going to get more into some things you're not aware of when it comes to the whole $1 thesis. Thank you so much to all those who still stuck the course. We get it. A lot of people just jump right off these videos. But for you who stuck to this outline, you're going to be really in for a treat. So let's jump into a little bit more about this.
Okay, so guys, he said Wall Street let us into their inner sanctum. Like, I feel like he was speaking a little bit in coded language there. Like, literally, I think he said Wall Street let us into their inner sanctum. Like, they did it, right? And just that backs up exactly what we saw there with Mine Crypto and Falcon X with the possible ETF. But also, remember, Max, when we did that video where Tim Draper said, well, stable coins are a bridge to Bitcoin. What did he mention? What did Sean Bennett mention in that video? So SHX being a bridge, right? So again, I think he's speaking a little bit of coded language there. Wall Street letting them into their inner sanctum, like into their stronghold, right? And a stronghold being a bridge. Like I'm super pumped.
Let's jump a little bit more into it. So for one, let's take you over to here. It is basically this from Stronghold, and here it is. Sean Bennett on the future of compliance, merchant offerings, and SHX. As you guys know, we had, for at least the recent time being, big announcement, of course, from Ripple about the SEC case. So would that lay down the framework moving forward for a little bit more of that clarity? Well, yeah, could very well be, because again, when we jump more into it, it's all about compliance. So as you see here, Sean Bennett on the future of compliance, merchant offerings, and of course SHX. Again, why point this out? Well, here's why. In the past, Rue and I have talked about Ripple and of course FedNow. We've done Stronghold and FedNow. We've done Stellar and FedNow, Hedera and FedNow, Quant, technically speaking, FedNow. All these things are worth pointing out, but more importantly, it's the highlight of how Stronghold will be preparing, because they already did, for FedNow when it tentatively launches, of course, in, like it says, July. That we already been there, done that. But we're all keeping an eye on all this. And again, here's another reason why we're re-bringing it up, because there's a whole new wave of people. When you reference the whole thing of security and compliance or regulation, it says, for example, they at that time, as in Stronghold, received SOC2 Type 2 certification. That was all the way back in Q3 2022. Proves their security to partners. Again, don't forget about the partners looking to integrate with their products. They completed NACHA audit for the domestic ACH system. So this part about ACH, we're going to put more emphasis on this, especially now. Yes, now, summer 2025. Here's why. Jump into it a little bit more. You see from agilepayments.com/ACH-tokenization meeting the NACHA mandate. Again, mandates. So if we're talking about ISO 222 mandates, we're talking about 222 labs being literally acquired by Stronghold as of, what was it, I don't know if it was last March, maybe it was March last year, but anyway, they've been part of Stronghold for quite some time. Well, look what it says here. ACH tokenization, why it's important and best practices for 2025. ACH tokenization has now been mandated by NACHA. Okay. So why is that so crucial? Well, here's why it's so crucial. Basically speaking, when you get more into it, White House, look what it says here, everybody, mandates transition to electronic payments by September 30th of 2025. Now, if you think about the terminology here, it gets really interesting to see some of this, okay? So for one, executive order modernizing payments to and from the government. According to the EO, the continued use of paper-based payments imposes unnecessary costs, delays, risks of fraud, lost payments, thefts, and inefficiencies. The EO mandates the transition to electronic payments. Yes, electronic payments for all federal disbursements and receipts by September 30th, 2025, eliminating, paper checks issued by, of course, the government. So when we talk about NACHA and automated clearinghouse, well, with checks, there's that clearing, there's that settlement. All right, where do we go from here? Let's take you to a little bit more about this, and again, why it matters to you. Because when you get further into it, Rue and I covered this, I think it was maybe 2 or 3 years ago. We did collaboration about specifically Volante. What do you see from VolanteTech.com, technically? It's about the automated clearinghouse rule changes. Yes, the rules have changed. We have flipped the script on it all, right? Again, understanding the 2025 ACH rule changes, NACHA has introduced several rule amendments, of course, effective April 1st, 2025. And if you get further into it, it goes really, really into all this stuff about the originators, the party service providers, even the third-party ones, and so on. But this part, clear and consistent communication among all parties in the ACH network, vital for promptly identifying and addressing fraudulent activities. Preparation for these changes, well, we're apparently more than prepared. How ACH rule changes improve fraud monitoring. And again, significant emphasis on enhancing fraud monitoring capabilities. All right, that's not all, okay? Financial institutions must invest in technologies. Boom, you already done that. Offer real-time data analysis, machine learning capabilities. Engage with partners who specialize in compliance, fraud prevention. So, okay, think about Stronghold acquiring 222 labs. Literally, it's written in their name, like ISO 222. Implementing real-time transactions monitoring. Look at this for just a moment. It says here, making ACH rule changes necessary. Implementing such systems requires investment in advanced technologies. So, to me, it's literally, it's there. If a person's willing to take the time to listen to it, read it, get into it. Now, this doesn't end here. What about like even places like the Middle East? Are Middle Eastern banks ready for payment modernization? The Middle East banking sector is undergoing a transformation driven by advancements in technology, regulatory mandates, and changing their customer expectations. Financial institutions must modernize their payment infrastructure to remain competitive in the digital world. Tad bit more about this. Volante wants to be part of payment history. Company is part of a select group of financial institutions, payment processors, technology companies that will begin work on instant payment service for the United States run by the Federal Reserve, the U.S., and Central Bank. We've been there, done that. This is from VolanteTech.com. If you don't believe me, look. Boom, right there. And like it says, Volante joins Federal Reserve's pilot program for FedNow instant payments. Rue and I already covered this 3 years ago. People still complain. Nothing happened. All right. Trust me, something's happening more than what people realize of what is happening. Take you further into it. Look at this. Shout out to Bank XRP. Remember how we mentioned Stronghold with Ripple? Stronghold obviously with Stellar. We'll get more into that. Ripple partner Volante, US wire payment as a service, ISO 222, and believe it or not, reported all the way back in 2018 and still pounds home everything what's going on now. We're going to play this. We're going to jump back for some more analysis and a summary of everything you listened to. Again, if you're a Stronghold SHX holder, you're in for quite the treat. Let's go ahead and play this. Here we go.
The Federal Reserve requires financial institutions to be live with ISO 20022 for FedWire by March 10, 2025. This is a pivotal moment for banks and their customers. They must also address processing delays, rising payment volumes, and 24/7 clearing and settlement. Legacy systems are ill-equipped to meet the expanding demands of modern wire payments. Enter Volante. We offer the fastest route to ISO 20022 compliance for FedWire with minimal risk. Choose from 2 solutions. Deploy our end-to-end ISO 20022 native wire processing solution with everything from channel initiation to direct clearing and settlement connectivity. It's extensible, allowing you to easily integrate additional payment types like RTP, FedNow, ACH, and SWIFT cross-border without complex upgrades. Alternately, start with our ISO 20022 service for FedWire. It seamlessly integrates with your legacy wire system, providing the fastest path to compliance in just 14 weeks. Then, when you're ready, upgrade to our modern end-to-end wire processing solution as part of a long-term strategy. And with the latest compliance certifications, you can trust Volante for rock-solid security and data privacy. Our solutions enhance performance, reduce operational costs, and guarantee compliance from day one. Available on-premise, in your cloud, or as payments as a service in our cloud. Don't let the ISO 20022 deadline catch you off guard. Every day, Volante powers 7 of the top 10 U.S. commercial banks and trillions of dollars in wires. Volante, your trusted partner for the future of wire payments.
All right, here's the icing on the cake. This was taken from our collaboration a while back. BitTime decided to take the video that we did a while back and write an article about it. What is FedNow and why is Stellar XLM, of course, involved? FedNow is an initiative of the Federal Reserve which aims to provide a 24/7 instant payment system for all users in the United States. Not just some users, all users in the United States. With FedNow, users can make money transactions in seconds. Okay? Users can make these without having to wait to the next morning or working day, I should say, like in the traditional payment systems. The system is expected to increase efficiency in domestic payment system, provide easier and faster access to digital finance for the public. And then it says, for example, Stellar, how they involved great initiative. Stellar, known for its ability to provide blockchain solutions, cross-border payments selected for FedNow system infrastructure. And of course, we know about Stellar and specifically Temenos, right? That's another thing we didn't really touch on tonight. So whether it's Ripple with Stronghold, whether Stellar with Stronghold, there's a whole ecosystem here connected, obviously, to what? To FedNow. And that in itself is a big deal because, like we mentioned, back to this, mandates. 2025 with the ACH. And again, this ACH system, Nacha, and again, the whole thing of Did they prepare for FedNow? The answer is yes. So whether it's referencing Rue some of these positive catalysts that we basically just did, or citing some other things, whether it's from the Ripple side of things or Stellar side of things, Stellar has a plug, Stronghold has a plug to both, but now we clearly see there's a shift moving forward. There's going to be token lockups because ETFs are part of that mix. There's just too much there to dismiss. New all-time highs are more than imminent. Want to get some of your closing thoughts on all of it? We really got into the weeds of this.
Yeah, I just want to, and I want to share one more article here, or one more thing here. If you can pull that up. Not sure if you covered this already, but you know, be good for the people to hear it again. This is from Smoke. Shout out to Smoke. When the case is settled, this will give the seal of approval for central banks and other financial institutions to start using XRP through the XRP ledger documented. So if you guys aren't aware, I don't know when you guys are going to see this video, but today, the 7th of August, they say that the Ripple case is finished. They both sides agree to drop it where they are right now. So Max just showed you the perfect video to kind of complement this, in that they gave the March 10th date, but that date was moved back to July. So FedNow is live, okay, and that SOC 2 specification, that SOC 2 thing that they have. If you guys are familiar, for my crowd who watches the whole ZBAC stuff, ZBAC is going to get the SOC 2 compliance done as well. And according to Simon Babakani, big companies won't even talk to you until you have the SOC 2 compliance done. Stronghold has that done. Max just showed you guys that. So with the Ripple case ending, with the SOC 2 they have, with them having the ISO 222 labs, in which they're helping banks and helping different people on board to ISO 222, I think there's no way that Stronghold, not financial advice or anything like that, I'm Stronghold's gonna break through that 6 cent high, and $1 might actually be very imminent for Stronghold. I mean, all the writings on the wall, all these things are on the ledger for them, going to all these different exchanges: Binance, Coinbase, Uphold, Bitstamp, and possibly even an ETF, in which Sean Bennett told us on Jackpot Day, July 25th, 2025. Hey, these ETFs, Wall Street has led us into their inner sanctum. So what do you guys think?
Well, I guess that's a program. So I guess we're going to go ahead and close it out. You got anything more you want to add to this?
No, man. I'm really excited about what we see from Stronghold here. I think we did a great job laying it out here, and always a good time to do a collaboration with you, man.
Right back at you, brother. So, guys, do us a solid if you listen to the entire outline and simply type into the comments SHX $1, and we'll know that you listened to the entire outline. And God bless the people that are doubting some of this stuff. That's okay too. You please our algorithm. We welcome all haters. Thank you so much for tuning in as well. So God bless you guys. Thanks again for tuning in. We'll see you guys on the next one.
Peace.
How would you like to earn an extra $100, $200, or even $500 a day, even more than that? I have many friends that are earning money every single day trading futures on BTCC. It's a simple process, and even if you don't want to learn how to trade, you could follow a trader on the site and let him do the trading for you, and you will earn according to his trades. Sometimes I follow All the Money by Q, and his trades earn me money. He has a 93% success rate, and he earns a great percentage. So even if you don't know how to trade, there is a way to make money. But I suggest learn how to trade. Earn you some extra money on BTCC. It's easy, you don't have to KYC, and you don't have to use a virtual private network VPN. This is a wonderful site. They've been around since 2011. Give them a shot. Also, when you earn that extra money, you can store that on your Decent wallet. The Decent wallet was not affected by the recent XRPL debacle, where the backdoor of many wallets was open and there was a breach. So Decent wallet was not affected by that. Decent wallet is as safe as you keep your seed phrase. It's a wonderful product, and you can get the discount by using the link. It's the only way to get the affiliate discount, and that is to use an affiliate link. So that link is popping up on the upper right side of your screen, and it is the one that you will use. You will also get free shipping. Pick you up a Decent wallet today. Secure your assets. If you don't have them stored in a wallet and sitting on an exchange, then you're at risk. So pick you one up today. Thank you.